Hi friends, today we'll start with the module 2 of renewable energy and energy sources, which is related to the solar energy and the solar thermal application. So today we'll start with the first topic, that is the solar energy and the related terminologies. We will see what are the terms which are related to the solar energy, the basic terms. So now we'll go to the presentation. So contents for today's presentation is the what is the solar energy, what is the solar radiation, what you understand from the solar constants, and sun and earth angles. Different angles are there which we want to know for uh, further study. So let me start with the what is the solar energy. So solar energy we can define in a very ways, but here we have defined it, the radiant energy emitted by the sun or electromagnetic energy transmitted from the sun, both is known as a solar energy. Or we can say in a simple word, whatever we are getting energy from the sun is known as a solar energy. But we want to know how we are getting that energy. Something is happening inside the sun. So there's a nuclear fusion is happening inside the sun. The hydrogen isotopes of unit area kept perpendicular to the radiation in space just outside the Earth's atmosphere when the Earth is at the mean distance from the Sun. Another way we can define the solar constant is the solar constant is the amount of incoming solar radiation per unit area measured at the outer surface of Earth atmosphere in a plane perpendicular to the rays. So whatever the solar radiation is coming from the sun at the outer surface of the earth in per unit area at particular time is known as a solar constant. So it is always a constant. Now its value is 1367 watt per meter square, given by the World Radiation Center. See, in every 30 years, it is going to change because the whatever the mean distance we are talking, it is going to change. So it is not a constant which is lifelong will be constant. Okay, it might be for 30 years. After 30 years, as the Earth mean distance is changing, so it will also be changed. So value now at present is 1367 watt per meter square. Okay, so we know the diameter of the sun and diameter of the earth. So from the point of the earth, what we can see 32 angle degree, you can see the sun. At that time, what at that point, what radiation we are getting in per meter square, that is the solar constant. It is here, it is given 1353, but it is actually now it is changed, it is 1367. So the solar, now we want to know what is a radiation actually. The radiation, we can say, if it is falling on a surface, it's called as a radiation. The solar radiation intensity falling on the surface is known as a radiation or irradiance or insolation. Always it is measured in a watt per meter square because it is the wattage power, and in a meter square, it is measured of. So this is a very important term. We want to know this one because whatever radiation we are getting on a solar panel is on watt per meter square. Or it might be a radiation, we can say, it might we can say irradiation also and insolation also. Every word is same. If it is radiation also we can say, radiation also we can say, and the insolation also. So now we move on to the next one, total or the global radiation. So total solar radiation received at any point on the Earth's surface is the sum of the direct and the diffuse radiation. Okay, we know at this point whatever we are getting the total radiation is the sum of the direct and the diffuse radiation. Extraterrestrial radiation. So solar radiation incident on the outer mm, atmosphere of the Earth is called as a extraterrestrial radiation. Okay, so whatever the solar radiation incident on the outer atmosphere of the Earth is known as the extraterrestrial radiation. Okay, now this same solar constant we are told that it is expressed in a kilowatt per meter square. Okay, if it is converted to kilowatt, definitely we know that it is 1.353 kilowatt per meter square. Another way we can say it is 116.5 lakh the snake calorie per centimeter square per hour, or in a British unit we can say 429.2 BTU per feet square per hour. So anyway, according to the NASA, the solar constants can be expressed in a three ways. That only is given here. Okay. Now one equation is related or formula is related to the solar constant. So if you want to know what is the solar radiation received on the surface of the outer surface of the earth, so that is given by like this way. We can see from this picture that sun is there, the parallel lines is there on the earth surface, on means in on atmosphere, outer layer of atmosphere. What is the uh, radiance is there, that is I0. So I0 is equal to ISC. That is ISC is the solar constant. At present solar constant is 1367 watt per meter square. So in bracket 1 plus 0.034 cos 360 n minus 2 divided by 365 and closed, and it is the equation. So where n is the day of, if it is January 1st then n is equal to 1. So what is the difference, because every day the earth mean distance is changing, so we can't say that the solar constant is remains same throughout year. So there will be change. So that change, so solar radiation also definitely will be change. So that I0 we must to find what we are getting the extraterrestrial radiance. Okay. So that value we are getting from this equation actually. Next one, we will see the sun and the earth angles. The sun and earth angles, the most important is that if we want to know one place is like Bombay, we want to know that what is the location of Bombay on earth's surface. So we want to denote by the latitude and the longitude. Okay, so we want to know that what is the latitude of that place and what is the longitude of that place. So from that only we can understand this both thing is very important to identify the location of that place on the earth. So every space latitude and longitude will be vary only. So we'll see latitude first. Phi of a place is the angle of that radial line joining the place and the center of the earth forms with its projection on the plane. Equilateral plane. The equilateral plane are said to be a plane with latitude 0, and it bisects the earth into two hemispheres, north and south. So equilateral plane will be 0. So as we go to the north, at the north it will be reached to 90. Okay, same way equilateral to the south again, so 90. So that way the latitude angles are defined actually. So at one place if it is point A, one place on the on the earth. So latitude angle will be, latitude degree will be between the equator, that is 0, to the that angle, okay, as shown in this figure. Next one, latitude, longitude. Longitude is theta. Same way you can see the figure. So it is a vertical measurement actually. So vertical measurement around the global surface of the earth consists of longitudes. So line passing from the north point, that is North Pole, to the South Pole, and through the Greenwich, London, United Kingdom, is selected as a 0-degree latitude. Okay, Greenwich, the line connecting between the North Pole to the South Pole, but it is passing through the Greenwich of London, that is selected as a 0-degree latitude. Okay, now that point is selected as a 0 degree. So rest of the Earth's surface is divided into 180-degree east latitude and 180-degree west latitude. So it's a vertical lines. So longitude is a vertical lines. Latitude is the horizontal lines. But it have up to 90-degree, but longitude having up to 120 degree. So both, from this figure, if point A is a one place on the earth, the latitude, longitude will be given by the vertical to the that place longitude angle. So Greenwich line London 0 degree to the that place longitude angle. So any place on the earth can be, or any location on the earth can be given by the latitude and the longitude angle. Both should be there. Then only we can identify that place on the earth. Declination angle. Declination angle is the angle between a line extending from the center of the sun to the center of the earth and projection of this line upon the earth equilateral plane. Okay. Usually we are saying that earth is like inclined little bit. That inclination angle is 23 degree. Okay, accurately it will be 23.45 degree. Okay, that is actually, but now it is saying that the center of the earth and the center of the sun, if it is projected to the line, how much it is inclined with the equilateral plane, that angle is known as a declination. So declination angle also will be changed throughout the year. So that is why the one equation is given for the equilateral line. But maximum it will go from minus 23.45 to 23.45 degree. Okay, so it will not go behind of it because the earth is inclined from its own shift is that only 23.45 degree. Next one is azimuth angle. Azimuth angle is the angular distance of a sun projection on the horizontal plane at a place on the earth from a reference direction. So we can see from the figure here the north is assumed as a 0, east assumed as a 90 degree, south 180 degree, west 270 degree. So the angle is measured from the north to west. If one place is there, from that, what is the angle from the north? Okay, from the horizontal, what is the angle from the north? That is known as azimuth. So at the noon, the sun is directly south of the hemisphere, whereas it is directly north in the southern hemisphere. So that is why we are mounting the panel in always in the south northern hemisphere. We are mounting the panel on the south actually. So what it depends on? It depends on the latitude and the time of the year. Elevation or altitude angle alpha. Okay. So elevation angle is the angular height of the sun in the sky measured from the horizontal plane at a location on the earth. So it is 0 both at sunrise and sunset and 90 degree when the sun is at directly at overhead, means at 12 o'clock in the noon it is directly overhead on the overhead, so it is 90 degree. Okay, that point is usually known as a zenith. Zenith means 90 degree. Okay, at sunset it is 0. Okay, from the horizontal whatever the sun is making an angle, okay, with respect to the um, one point on the surface of the earth. Okay, that angle is known as the elevation or altitude. What is the zenith angle? This angle between the direction of interest, that is sun, and the zenith. So zenith is means if it is 90 degree, 90 degree will be the zenith plus elevation angle actually. If we talk about 90 degree means 90 degree will be the 90 degree is equal to zenith angle plus elevation angle. Okay, but altitude angle and altitude will be the different. Altitude means it is the place how much height above the sea level. Okay, whenever we write about any one place, we talk about latitude and longitude, and we also talk about what is the altitude. Okay, what is the altitude means how much height it is, how much mean sea level it is, that place is there. Okay, that also we talk about. The last we can see in a one figure what we have seen in the last two angles. So if it is the earth, north is inclined, south is there, so equator is there. So what is the elevation angle, what is zenith angle, and what is the horizon. So zenith and the elevation angle with respect to the horizontal, uh, azimuth is also be okay, but latitude and longitude are related to the one location actually. So this is all about the some angles we want to talk about in a solar energy. Okay. Thank you.